apologize for taking you away from all your screaming girls. And so what was it about your audition that you think it was?
I don't know, man. It's very hard to comment, to be honest. You just kind of try and do as best job you can in the room at the time. But, you know, I think me and him have I feel like have an affinity with the character because we share some qualities, basically.
You want acting to be a hobby, not a career? Or you used to say that, right?
It's not that I want that, it's just how it feels, you know, and it definitely has become a career because it takes up all of my time right now. It's something I do out of passion, not out of, not for any other reasons, you know, it's fun, it's just fun.
So, how hands-on, hands-off were you when the film was coming together?
It was pretty hands-off, but, you know, the relationship is very good with me and the screenwriter, Evan, and with the director, Neil Berger, who talked a lot. So I felt like it was good and it was in really good hands. But I'm very much interested in writing books and don't know anything about writing movies. So I wanted to stick with what I loved and what I felt comfortable with.
But this film is helping people in what way?
I mean, this film it's sort of one giant metaphor, right? It deals with genocide, and so I think it's great to shed light on that and to correlate that back to our own society in 2014 and the genocides that are happening around the planet. It deals with coming in and taking over another society or another group of people when they're not ready or wanting that, which we can relate to the Native Americans, we can relate to the Hawaiians when we any of us go in, what's kind of sort of happening in the Ukraine when we go in and take something over without permission.
So how did you get Carrie?
You know, I worked my ass off in high school. I took acting classes for about 9 years. I went to an acting high school, I went to acting middle school. I did a lot of theater and stage. Pretty much for about 8 years, I was never not in a show. And then all of a sudden, a manager found me doing a play at my theater camp. And she sent me out on an audition. I got a play, a professional Broadway play, or off-Broadway. From there, I got Carrie 2 weeks later, and the rest is history.
Huh.
It's just like, that's how it works, I guess.
Do you prefer film over live theater now?
No, not necessarily. They're so different, yeah. You know, there's some things you can't do on stage that you can do in movies. There's some things you definitely can't do in movies you can do on stage, so.
How do you feel as a role model to obviously young, kids?
I mean, it feels like a very honorable position. I don't know how I got so lucky as to have it, but I've been given so much in life. And, you know, we sort of all have in this business, and then with what we've been given. So to use this platform not for ourselves, but as a way to pay it forward and give back, I think it's a really beautiful opportunity.
How do you feel about how Hollywood is rewarding best-selling books, making movies on them because you have a built-in fan base from those, as opposed to like original screenplays that?
I feel like it'd be good to have a balance. I mean, but I think it's good to have both. But you know, I'm certainly happy that they're doing it because it enabled me to have a lot of luck in my life. But you know, the balance is good.
And how has this experience changed you? You know, so you're obviously affecting a lot of teens and 20-somethings. What has it done for you?
You know, the process of writing the books was really helping me develop some compassion a little more. I mean, it's not like I was terrible like Grinch before, but the books are all about how putting people into categories makes you dismiss them, and I think learning about how I do that in my daily life was really important. So now I'm a little more focused on seeing people as whole people instead of little pieces of people.
Obviously, you talk about a lot of virtues in the book, and what responsibility do you feel to young people in terms of what they're supposed to take from it?
You know, I think trying to preach a message to young people is especially dangerous. Because
they don't want that.
No, they don't want it, but also they're just forming themselves, and to say, like, I have some wisdom to give you is a scary thing. I don't have wisdom yet. You know, I need to learn and grow just like anyone else. So my only goal is always just to make people ask a little questions. You know, questions are good because then they can find their own answers.
Divergent. In theaters and IMAX March 21st. Tickets on sale March 4th.